What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. In today's video, I thought I would do a little bit of a Q&A. So I went ahead and I asked on my Instagram for you guys to go ahead and give me some questions. By the way, if you are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and make sure that you follow me at Brody Christie Fitness. I do lots of stuff on there, such as Q&As just like this. But in today's video, throughout the day, I will be going ahead and answering some of your guys' questions. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, let's just go ahead and dive into things. So first question here is, what's the most expensive thing that you own? Probably the most expensive thing that I own other than my car, other than my Jeep, is probably this camera that I'm recording on right now. Between, you know, the body, the lens on it, the microphone, all of that stuff, it's probably like a little over like $2,000 in total there. So that's probably the most expensive thing that I own, probably other than my vehicle. Next question here, what is your favorite part of your body? My favorite part of my body is probably my back. My back is probably the thing that I am the most proud of. When I stepped on stage in 2022, I could definitely see that it was the thing that held up the best against everyone else on stage. A lot of my other body parts, you know, my legs, my chest, my shoulders, I know that all of those areas definitely need a lot of work, but when it kind of turned to the back and you saw my back compared to everyone else's on stage, I felt like I held my own, and I kind of felt like I held my ground when it came to that. So I definitely would have to say my favorite part of my body is my back. Okay, last question for right now. What's your favorite book? So when it comes to reading, I'm not much of one for reading, you know, kind of fiction stuff. I don't really read a ton of that. I kind of read a lot of like self-help books, fitness books, different things like that. So these are probably my top two favorite books. The first one here is going to be Own the Day, Own Your Life by Aubrey Marcus. This one's really, really fantastic because it just kind of goes ahead and it takes you through how to optimize your day. So that one's really, really fantastic. I've read that one a couple of times. And then my second favorite book would be this one. This is The Art of Resilience by Ross Edgley. Dude's an absolute tank. He has crushed so many world records. He swam around all of Great Britain, and he's just an absolute animal when it comes to health and fitness. So that was a really, really great book as well. So I definitely recommend, if you want to read something in kind of the fitness, self-help kind of area, definitely check out those two books. But let's go ahead, head downstairs, make some breakfast, and then I will go ahead and answer a few more questions. Okay, next question. Would you ever consider having coaches under you on your team? Yeah, so I mean, I definitely think that, you know, when the BFIT Nation grows to something where I feel like I can no longer deliver the quality of service that I want to my clients, I would definitely look at bringing someone else on. Right now, where I am at, obviously, and the amount of clients that I'm managing right now, I feel like I can still uphold a very high level of quality when it comes to my coaching for my clients. But if I ever felt like that was starting to be compromised by having too many clients, I definitely think that, you know, bringing someone on would be something that would be very beneficial to maintain that kind of, you know, high quality of coaching. Okay, this next one's an interesting one. So this one says, thoughts on steroids for the average gym user or first timer to stage. Especially right now in social media and whatnot, steroids are very, very, like, everybody knows they're out there right now. You know, everyone knows they're out there. It's been this big kind of movement about like people, you know, being a little bit more honest and open about who's actually on steroids. And I think that if you're just someone who, remember, this is just in my personal opinion as well. In my personal opinion, if you are just someone who is wanting to go to the gym to, you know, look better, to feel better, to just kind of look good, you're the average gym user, I would definitely say stay away from that stuff, because it is going to be detrimental to your health. There is going to be negative health consequences. I don't care how low of a dose you are taking. I don't care how smart you are being with it. There is still going to be negative health consequences that are going to come with with the use of anabolics. As far as, you know, for the first timer to stage, I definitely think this is a little bit of a touchy one as well. I would say do a show naturally first to see if you even like the sport, because the last thing you want to do is to start taking anabolics. You go and you do your first show, and then you find out that you really don't like competing. It's not really something that you're passionate about. It's not really something that you want to, you know, do for a long period of time. So I definitely think get a show under your belt naturally first. See if you like it. See if you enjoy the experience, and then from there, if you decide that this is something that you want to pursue as potentially a career, this is something that you want to be in the industry of and whatnot, then you could potentially look into taking that next step. Because let's be honest, in order to be a pro, in order to be an IFBB pro bodybuilder, you are going to have to take anabolic steroids. That is one of kind of the negative sides of the industry and whatnot, is just that, you know, that's kind of something that comes with the territory. So that's kind of my thoughts on it, is that if you are just kind of the average gym user, I would definitely say stay away from it. And if it's kind of your first time to stage, do a show first naturally, in my opinion, see if you like it, and then kind of go from there. But I'm going to dive into this, eat meal 1, and then I will catch you guys in a little bit, and we'll go over some more questions. Okay, next question. How long have you been doing fitness? So I started my own personal fitness journey back in March of 2018. So it's been about 5.5 years now, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Coming up, this upcoming February of 2024 will be 4 years that I will have been coaching. Part of that time, obviously, that I was coaching was during the time that I was in school to become certified. So obviously, I am a CSEP certified personal trainer. So while I was in school learning about that, I was also building the BFIT Nation on the back end of that as well, and I was coaching during that time. So yeah, that'll be 4 years. So it's been about 3.5 years that I have been coaching. And it's been about 5.5 years that I have been on my own personal fitness journey. Next question is least favorite exercise. So least favorite exercise is definitely going to be Bulgarian split squats. They are an absolute bitch, but they are such a great exercise for overall leg development, your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads. It's an overall fantastic exercise, but it's just one of those exercises that sucks. And then the fact that you have to do them single leg as well, it makes it feel like if you have to do like 2 sets of it, even though you're really only doing 2 sets like on each leg, it feels like you're doing 4 sets, and it's just absolutely horrible. But they are a really, really great exercise. But yeah, probably Bulgarian split squats are my least favorite exercise. But we are just sitting here getting some work done right now, just doing some client check-ins, and then we are going to go ahead and get ready to work out here in probably about an hour or so. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. Okay, today's pre-workout of choice is going to be none other than the Rise Godzilla. This is an absolutely fantastic pre-workout, especially for like big days like today. Today's back and hamstring, so it's kind of a bigger day. Same thing, I will use this for legs as well. It's a really good pre-workout for that, and then kind of on my other days, like push days and whatnot, I usually use like a non-stim pre-workout. So today we're going to go with probably about like a scoop and a bit of this. 1 scoop is about 200 milligrams of caffeine, so I like to get a little bit more than that. So I go like a little tiny bit more than a full scoop, so it's about 250 milligrams of caffeine. So I'm gonna get this in there, get the intro workout together, and then we will take off to the gym. For those of you thinking it, yes, I do wear slides to the gym. I feel like I'm just going from like my car to the gym, so what's the point in putting on different pairs of shoes? So I just put the slides on. Even when it gets to winter, I'm probably still gonna wear the slides. You know what, it is what it is. Even once there's snow on the ground, probably still gonna wear the slides, because I'm just going from like my car to the gym, and that's it. Maybe I'll go to the grocery store after. I don't mind rocking the slides in the grocery store. I really don't care. But let's get to the gym. Okay, we just pulled up to the gym, so I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple more questions before we go ahead and get the workout done. So let's see, which ones did we answer? Okay, next one here. Who do you look up to in the bodybuilding industry? So that's a really good question. I think that there's, different ways that I look up to certain individuals in the bodybuilding industry. If we look at kind of, on a physique standpoint, I think it's hard not to look up to Chris Bumstead, or even from a business standpoint as well. Number one, dude just has an absolute weapon of a physique. It's going to be absolutely crazy to see him compete in the Olympia this year, so that's going to be fantastic to see. So obviously, I feel like many people look up to him when it comes to physique goals. And then, like I said, as far as business goes too, he's absolutely, you know, killing it out there with the business and whatnot. So definitely look up to him in those aspects. And then other people that I looked up to in the fitness industry, I think, are people who give out really good quality information, who are also honest about a lot of stuff that's going on in the industry. Like I talked about earlier with the steroid question, I think that there's a lot of people out there that are leaning towards obviously being more honest with what's going on in the industry, what they're using, different things like that. But I do still think that there is a large majority of people who aren't honest with what they're taking and whatnot, so it kind of gives people false expectations. Josh Bridgman is a really fantastic one there. As well, John Jewett, obviously, absolutely fantastic source of information there in the bodybuilding industry as well. I think there's definitely lots of great sources for information for natural bodybuilding as well. AJ Morris is a great one there. Keefe West is fantastic as well. Adam Powell. A lot of guys over there in the UK actually are really great sources of information, especially for natural bodybuilding. Some of them are going to be for enhanced bodybuilding as well, such as Josh Bridgman, John Jewett, different guys like that. Who do you think will win the Olympia in open class this year? Another fantastic question. I do love bodybuilding. I think that this year it's definitely going to be a toss-up between Samson Dauda and Derek Lunsford. I think is going to be the top two right there. I think that Samson has just made some crazy improvements from his performance last year at the Mr. Olympia. I mean, he won the Arnold, and that was such a short period of time between the Olympia and the Arnold, and he came back absolutely crazy, beat Nick Walker, so it was a fantastic package for him. So I definitely think that if he can come in even a little bit more conditioned than he was at the Arnold with some additional mass, that I think Samson's going to take it. I think he's got an absolutely gorgeous physique, very nice lines. It's just a very overall pleasing physique. But then again, Derek Lunsford is absolutely crazy as well. That back is just lights out. There is no one that has a back like that on this stage. And then I definitely think that Hottie might slip to third place there, which I know is crazy to say because he did just win, but I definitely think that's going to be the top three right there. Is going to be Samson, Derek, and Hottie. Okay, I think that's enough questions for now. I'm going to head in here, crush this back and hamstring workout, and I'll catch you guys after.
My soul got my eyes on the ground. I can't help myself lately, can't turn myself down. I'm in love with you, baby, but I let you down. I can't die in this town. I won't die in this town. Don't die in this town. Yeah, get 'em up. I won't die in this town. Hold up, homie, wait a minute. Lately, y'all don't even pay no visits. I can still hear the hater critics saying he ain't gonna make it, is he? Lately, I developed laser vision. Yeah, I burn through people in their cruel intentions. Crazy, you trying to play me? Boy, you wouldn't even make the scrimmage.
Workout complete. It was a pretty good workout. Numbers are finally starting to move in the right direction. I've just been increasing calories, and my body weight has not been moving. My body weight still hasn't moved all that much, but I think due to the fact that I'm eating more calories, I'm continuing to build strength, which is really good. But let's go ahead and answer a couple more questions. Okay. Are you going to get a tattoo? So this is definitely something that I have wanted to do for a long time now. One of the tricky parts, especially when it comes to bodybuilding and competitive bodybuilding, is that tattoos do kind of obscure lines. They obscure definition when it comes to your physique. So I want to be smart about where I get a tattoo. I'm leaning towards most likely getting one on my forearm, or the other place that I thought about was kind of up near my collarbone, just getting a quote or something like that. So those are kind of the two places that I'm thinking about getting it. I really want to do that in 2024. That's kind of one of my goals, to do something like that. I just got to make sure that it's in the right spot first to make sure that it doesn't interfere with my bodybuilding goals. Should I do cardio in the off season? Yes, I definitely think that cardio in the off season is very important for a couple of different reasons. The main reason that we are going to be doing cardio in an off season is going to be not to burn fat. We are not really focused on burning fat during an off season. It's for a couple of different reasons. First of all, obviously, the more output that we have, the more calories that we can eat. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean you should do 45 minutes of cardio a day in order to eat 4,000 1,000 calories, but by doing, 20 to 25 minutes of cardio 4 or 5 times a week, it might allow you to eat a little bit more food, therefore fueling your performance in the gym to be a lot better. The next reason is going to be overall heart health. Obviously, our heart is a muscle. We want to make sure that we are taking care of it, and by doing cardio, that is going to help to make sure that we are keeping our heart nice and healthy. And then finally, it's just going to keep you overall fit, and especially when you are moving around some big weight in the gym, those longer sets that might be in the 12 to 15, even 20 rep range, you're going to find that if you are not physically fit, you're going to gas out cardiovascularly on those sets before you will muscularly. Okay, well, let's go ahead, head home, get a post-workout meal in, and then we'll go ahead and answer a few more questions later. Okay, we got the post-workout meal here. But before we go ahead and dive into this, I'm going to go ahead and answer a few more questions. So the next question is, when is your next show? So for those of you who don't know, I last competed back in 2022, July of 2022. And after that show, I decided that I needed to take some time off to put on some size, improve my physique in the way that I felt like next time I stepped on stage, it would be something that would be competitive. And so the plan now is to continue with my off season for the next 16 weeks or 4 months, and then beginning of February I will go ahead and start prep for my next show. The plan is to do TNT Muscle here in Edmonton, Alberta, which is usually end of June, beginning of July. This year it was beginning of July, so that's what I'm kind of planning for, so that will give me about 22 weeks to prep. If in that time I feel like I'm ready a bit earlier, there is a show at the beginning of June, which would be 16 weeks into my prep, and if I feel like I'm ready and I maybe want to do like a mock peak week, I might go ahead and do that show, but for right now the plan is going to be that, and then potentially a couple of shows after that, so that is going to be kind of the plan as far as the next show goes. This is a big one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years is a long time, I'm not gonna lie. 5 years is a long time. I definitely want to continue down the path that I'm going down with continuing to, do what I do here, which is, making videos. I absolutely love making videos. I love making content, as well as building the BFIT Nation, my coaching services. That's something that I want to continue building. That's something that I want to expand. Like we talked about earlier in this video, potentially taking on more coaches under me would be something that would be absolutely amazing, and just overall continue building the community. I absolutely love the fitness industry, and it's something that I'm going to be in for a long time, whether I'm coaching, whether I'm making videos like this, whatever it may be, whether I'm even competing myself. So I definitely think that where do I see myself in 5 years? It's just going to be continuing down the path that I'm on right now, which is kind of doing all of this stuff because I absolutely love it, and it's something that I want to continue building. It's something that I want to continue growing. So that's going to be kind of the plan for the next 5 years. In 5 years though, who knows where I will be? That's the thing, is 5 years is quite a long time. So where do I see myself in 5 years? I really don't know, to be honest with you. I don't even know what's going to happen a year from now, but that's kind of the plan. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this post-workout meal, and then I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, it is the next day now, but I thought I would go ahead and answer a couple more questions before we go ahead and wrap up this video. So, next question here is, what have you gotten detention for? So, I got in trouble quite a bit in school. I always had, and I probably still to this day, do have an authority problem where I'm not really good at listening to, like, authority and whatnot, and that's probably why I do very well running my own business and different things like that, is because I don't have, like, a boss to report to or anything like that. So there was quite a bit of stuff that I did get in trouble for back in school, especially like junior high was probably the worst. It got a little bit better once I got to high school. Still got in some shit in high school, but it was junior high that I got in trouble with a lot of stuff, and it was usually just like being disruptive or disturbing the class or mouthing off teachers. Sometimes happened too, I won't lie, that happened a bit too. So I got in trouble for quite a bit in school. Okay, this will be the last and final question. This says, what is a common practitioner-fed gym exercise you think is useless? So I don't think that any one exercise is, you know, completely useless. I do still think that some exercises do have their value, and I think that it's also going to depend on what context we are talking about. If we were talking about in the context of bodybuilding, I think that flat barbell bench pressing is not a useless exercise, but I definitely don't think it is the most effective exercise. So many people injure themselves, get pec tears, get shoulder injuries from doing flat barbell bench press because it just puts you in a disadvantageous position to actually move that weight. I think something such as like an incline Smith machine press or even an incline dumbbell press is going to be much more beneficial for your actual chest development, because you're going to recruit more muscle fibers from being able to actually move and position your arms, and two, from a biomechanics standpoint as well. When it comes to our body and everything and the way that we are able to move our joints and whatnot, having our arms flared out like this in a fixed position for a barbell usually isn't going to be the best for people. So being able to kind of tuck your elbows a little bit and kind of drive the weight via that way in an incline dumbbell press, that's going to be better. So there's lots of different exercises that I think aren't the best. Like I said, are they completely useless? No, I don't think they're useless, but do I think that there are much better exercises out there that you could perform? Yeah, I definitely think that there are. But that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new around here for tons of content just like this. Other than that, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.